Today, I'm going to show you how to create a very basic blog using static files and a framework called Hugo, and then we're going to post it up to AWS, which is going to provide you very cheap hosting at a very easy setup. So bear with me here and we'll go over all of it and get everything set up for you. The first step is going to be installing Hugo, and that's fairly simple. If you're on a Mac, it's just brew install. If you're on a Windows or Linux system, you can find the install steps on the side here, and then just go from there. So I'm going to assume at this point you've now got Hugo installed. If you do not, pause the video, go install it, follow the instructions on the Hugo website. It might have changed. All right, so let's get this party started with a new site. So here we're just going to create the actual site using Hugo new site, and then type in a project name. We're going to say demo blog. We're going to then cd into demo blog. All right, so once we've got it open, and then we can actually see in Finder here that demo blog is there, and this is the contents of demo blog. So if we go back, you'll see demo blog, and voila, we're in demo blog. Now the next step is what we're going to do is actually download and install a template, right? So download here, the zip. Then we're going to open it. And here we see that I already installed it. I've already downloaded it in the past, so I've got 2 versions of it. But what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this, right? So I'll hit Command C. We're going to come into themes inside of our Hugo project and just copy it over. And then in here, we're going to rename this, and we're just going to delete that. And then everything before the name of the theme, and that's the name of the theme there. There we go. And now this theme is successfully being installed. We're just not using it yet. So the next step is we're going to actually tell Hugo that, hey, I want to use this theme that I just installed. And there's a slew of themes. So go find the one that works best for you. And we're going to do that by opening up the config file. config.toml, and you can edit this in something like, say, Visual Studio Code, which if you're not familiar with the development community, I would heavily suggest probably Visual Studio Code as a good starting point. I use a terminal-based one, which is substantially more advanced, and people have made lots of jokes about how do you get out of it and whatnot, because there's special commands in order to do everything. So just use Visual Studio Code. It will make your life a bit easier. All right, so now we're in here, and we'll see that we have a base URL, the language code, and the title of new Hugo site are all set for us. These are, though, not necessarily exactly what we want. So what we're going to do first is change our base URL. And for this one, we're going to do demo blog.filterme.app and just delete this .org. There we go. And that will give us a little bit of this will dictate what the website will be called. And I'm going to be using HTTPS, which is just secured, and I heavily suggest that you do it as well. Also, it's free to do. So we'll just do that. And then we're just going to change this because I don't want my title to be my new Hugo site. I want it to be demo blog, right? And then we're just going to type in theme space equals, and then we're going to give it the name of the theme. And this is going to correlate with the folder that you created, right? And then that's done. So we're just going to save and exit that file. And now the next step is actually creating your first post. So to create your first post, you're going to type in Hugo new posts, and then you're going to give your first post a name. And I'm just going to call it my first post, MD. Now it's important because this will give it the URL. So this is going to be part of the URL. So name it appropriately for what you actually want this page to be. All right. So we'll do myfirstpost.md, bang. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then edit this, and it's going to be content posts myfirstpost.md. And I'm okay with this being the title that shows up when I land on this page. But I do want to make this visible on the production site, not just the dev site. So I'm going to change draft true to draft false and save. And then I'm just going to create a little bit of a file here, testing, test, all nice and beautiful. Now this is a markdown file, so go do some research, learn markdown. It's a very easy syntax to learn, and it will give you a lot more power to style things the way that you would like them styled. All right, and then we'll just save and quit that. And now I can do Hugo server -D, and this will run the server on my current system, which I can get to by grabbing this local host :1313 and just pasting it in my browser. And there we go. My first post is there. We can see that the text that I typed in is there. We've got a date that we posted in and all of that wonderful jazz. And all of that is set up for us. Demo blog here, demo blog there. If we change the title of the blog, it will change this and this automatically for us next time we generate our files. Okay, so if we come back here to our project, we see that there's no public. Now, the public folder is where all of our files are going to go for when we actually upload them to the server and make them publicly available. So we're going to go Hugo space -D, and this is going to generate the public folder. There's our public folder. Beautiful. All the stuff that we want. All right. And then the next steps are going to be all done on AWS. So I'll walk you through those next, and we'll take it from there. All right. Okay. So we're going to now create our S3 bucket, our CloudFront distribution, and get ourselves an SSL certificate. And this is going to require a couple different pages to be involved. We're going to start off by making sure that we are logged in to our AWS console. The first thing that we're going to do here is type in we're going to click on services. It should always be available. We're going to go to S3, which I was currently on. We're just going to create a new bucket. Our DNS here is going to be related to the name that we're going to pick. In this case, the name that we've picked is going to be this one right here. Just going to copy this. It's demo-blog.filterme.app. All right, so we're just going to paste that one in there. We're going to leave it in US West origin, and we're just going to hit create. There. So now we have our demo-blog.filterme app bucket. We're going to click into it, click on properties, static website, use this as hosting. We're going to select our index file, which is going to be index.html, and our error file, which is 404.html, because those are the only two things that you'll ever actually run into. This here is going to be important in a little bit here, and then we're just going to hit save, but it's not super important right this moment. Okay, then we're going to come over here, and provided that we've already imported our domain, we can utilize this to create a certificate. So what we're going to do here is take this, right, again, and this was just the domain in question. I'm just going to paste that in here and add another name to this certificate. If you want to say have the www.yourdomain.com or whatever, or something other than this, exactly this typed into the browser, like say you wanted this, right? But then you also wanted this, right? Then you would need to have 2 names. But in this case, we only want this, so we're just going to go with the one. And then we'll hit next, and then we'll do a DNS verification for this, and then click next again. And then you can add tag names. So in this case, we can put website name. And then this one would be demo blog. And then review. There we go. And then confirm request. And this is going to take a little bit of time, right? So here we'll click on here, and we can just do create record in Route 53. Now, if you do not have your domain name registered with AWS, you can do this still by just by adding this CNAME to your DNS zone file. We're not going to cover that right this moment here. We might cover that in a future video or something. Anyways, so create record in Route 53, and then just create. There we go, success. And then continue. And then we have pending validation. Now this can take like an hour. So we'll come back and check on it in a bit. In the meantime, we're going to continue forward with this. All right, so we're going to take this here and then now back at the S3 bucket, right? And we can do that by opening up multiple tabs. All right, then we're going to, in here, we're going to do CloudFront. Open this thing up like so, and we're going to create a distribution. Then click Get Started, and then in here, we could select these, but we don't want to do that because we're creating an actual website. We just want to paste in that thing that we just had, and then we're done. Here, if in this case, we want to always redirect HTTP to HTTPS, always the best option. And we can leave the rest of this here entirely the way that it is. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Then we can do here, which we would then take this here domain name exactly the way that it shows up. Here, AWS, paste it in, and then custom, and then this one. Custom SSL example, and then you select the one that is currently being pending. Give it a little bit of time, it's gonna validate. There we go, issued. Beautiful. All right, and then we can just scroll down to the bottom and create this distribution. There we go. Now it's status is in progress. This can take quite a while. We'll come back to this at in a future date here, and it will allow us to do all of the rest of the setup. In the meantime, though, we have a little bit extra to do here where we need to actually upload our files now. So we'll upload our files here. We don't want to do it this way because this won't do a recursive one. So if you upload a folder, it will only upload the folder. At least that's the reports that I've seen. So we're just going to open up whatever your Finder is. If you're on Windows, it will be Explorer. If you're on Linux, it will be whatever your Linux distro is using. And we're just going to grab all of the things out of the public folder in your Hugo blog and just drag and drop. And then upload. Beautiful. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go under permissions and bucket policy, and we're going to need to paste in a bucket policy for this. Here we go. This is the bucket policy that we're going to be looking for. And now I'll post this as well in the links in the doobly-doos, this website here. And we're just going to grab this one here. We're going to come over here. We're going to paste this in here. And this becomes this here. just like that. And then save. Oh, look, we get an error, access denied. Now this is a good thing, and this is protecting you from yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to just copy this so we have it for later. We're going to come into block policy here, and then we're going to click here, edit, and then click here and save. And then we'll type in confirm. Confirm. Then we'll come back to bucket policy, paste in, and save. There we go. This bucket is publicly accessed. Now this is here to protect you from doing stupid shit. In this case, we want to do this stupid shit because we're allowing get objects, which can't post. So that's fine. All right, so now this bucket is now set up to do exactly what we want to. So the only thing left to do is come back to the CloudFront and wait for this to finish. So we'll check back in and do a jump cut as soon as we finish the in progress. All right, so I walked away for a little bit. Here we see that it is now deployed, and now we can go to our services here and do route 53. Click on hosted zone, click on filterme.app, create record set, and this one was demo blog. So we'll just copy that and paste that in there. And then in type, in here, we'll just click alias and then click here and then demo blog.filterme app. That's not the right one. We want to go to CloudFront, demo blog. Here we go. This one right here. And then we just want to create. There we go. Now it is created. And now if we go to here and we do what's my DNS, right? And we go to what's my DNS.net, we can do this .filterme.app. We're looking for an A record and we just search. Look at that, it's starting to populate already. So provided that I don't think I'm going to be able to get it because I'm closest to Seattle. But we can try it out. Oh, there we go. It is there actually. Here we go. And then we click on here and it's all posted and good. And yeah, that's how you do it. Now, if we do an update here to say the homepage, right, and do maybe change this text here or something like that, it won't be reflected immediately. It's going to take a very long time for that to happen. So what we're going to do is come back here, click on here. We're going to go to the CloudFront again, and then we can come here and click on this specific one, the one for our blog. Go to invalidations, and then create invalidations. And we just want to do either star or index.html to refresh that index page. You'd also probably want to do index.xml because that's going to be your RSS feed, just in case somebody is using your RSS feed to know when you post new content. And then click invalidate. That will take a little bit of time to process, but then it will invalidate the caches at the edges, and you'll get the most updated content right away. There you go. And that's all there is to it. All right. Well, thank you for dropping by. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button and smash that subscribe button. I stream on Twitch. If you want to go over there and follow me and see the content I produce over there. At any rate, feel free to comment and whatnot, and I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.